Hello, let's make a painting. And what is gonna be today? Well, water. Everything is already too wet. But the paper, some splash. Well, actually not a splashes. I'm just gonna try to put this paper down because it's already curvy enough. Well, there you go, the splash. That's hilarious. Putting the splashes on the paper is gold green right in the middle. It looks like the pollen from the trees. That's what it's gonna be. We need trees. Also, it's gonna be somewhere in the forest. I will do some brown in the mid-ground and the foreground. Just playing around with it, let it blend, see what it can come up out of this thing. Oh, that's very nice. It's giving very depth feeling for this painting. All the lines are going in left, and then it's on a gold green and start blending with the sky. Let's go with a horizon line. Well, it's not going to be much of a horizon line, but I'm going to prepare the mid-ground for trees. So I'm going to put a black gouache. I want to make that part of the painting very expressive. So, and I'm going to keep the light parts. I will see what I'm going to do with them lately. Purple trees. Let's go with purple trees. I'm just gonna put some of that purple on the top of the black gouache. And that's gonna be our preparation for the trees. Then we're gonna grow them up. Now the black gouache is gonna kind of blend with the purple watercolor, but it's not gonna be that much. So we still gonna have this very, very distinguished kind of horizon line, because I break it down. All right, maybe grow up that a little bit longer. It's gonna be taller. Why not? Why not reflection? I'm gonna fill that up, that white spots that I left, and it's a reflection from the trees. Well, but if it's a reflection, that means we have to put some water there too. Anyway, I will take the palette knife and start growing up the trees. And I know it's making the trees, but I like to call growing the trees, because I'm growing them with the palette knife. Just pushing up, that's pretty much. I try to twist it so I can grab some of the black gouache and push it up. So it's kind of a blending, but also you have the trunks of the trees with the black gouache, because the black gouache doesn't blend that well. So, and you have this purple around them. I will take a clear brush and start making remove some of the paint from left to right. And I guess it's very windy because the pollen on the background is moving like a cloud. So I'm gonna express the wind by just simply remove some of the paint on the midground and the foreground. So that's gonna give us a sense of movement. Yeah, it's like there is a grass and it's moving and it's give all kind of different reflections. But I still gotta put some water there, because if it's got a purple reflection on the midground and the foreground from the trees, I will need some water. I guess it's after a rainy day, everything is almost dried out, and there is a wind, and the pollen go from the trees and move it around. But if that's true, that means the trees need to be a little bit lighter, because it's somewhere in the middle of the day. I will fix that. Let's see. Maybe that's enough? Yes, enough. All right, so let's go with the trees. I will remove some of the paint there. So the light is going through the trees from all the kind of different places. That's going to help with the texture and also with reflection from the sun and all the little leaves moving around. I don't think it's look like a forest anymore. I guess it's not a forest anymore. It's just a couple of trees on in the middle of a open field. I was wondering. I'm wondering. I'm searching. Do I need to put some details on the trees? I think I should. I will take some black wash and start making some details. Maybe a couple branches here and there moved by the wind. I guess it's a pretty strong wind. If you have that much of a pollen on the background, probably it's a strong wind. I love exploring. This is like this is like you're in the 15th, 16th century, but instead of like ship and the whole world, you have painting, and you explore in it, and you keep adding stuff, and some things come up, and some things are like breaking down. I think it's fascinating. Petals of water it is for reflection. We need a wet ground for wet. Keep adding more blue on the midground. And I really like how I would just keep adding blue. I really like how the middle tree, you can really see the wind going through the tree and extracting all the pollen that is going around. Although I think the pollen on the background is way too much. Maybe I should remove some of it. And just realized I have one more tree on the right side, but I think I will leave that one. It's very far away, so it's kind of merging with the pollen cloud. Oh, I think that's enough with the blue. Yeah, that's enough. We don't have to be that specific. All right, let's take a black wash, and I think the middle tree deserves a little bit more attention. It's a cool tree. I will put some branches. A little bit more black wash on a kind of a horizon that we have. All right, let's see. I want to emphasize a little bit more. I want to distinguish the ground and the sky. All right, let's remove some of the pollen. It's windy, and it's a lot of pollen, but not that much. Remove some of the paint. I want to keep that, how the wind is blowing through that tree, but I'll remove some of the pollen. That will just make it more visible, so you can really see the wind, how it's blowing out. Let's give it more movement. And there you go. Watercolor, abstract, landscape.